What's up everyone, I am here with Redier, a UFC ranked contender and a former two-time champion. How is everything, man?
Doing good, man. Happy to be here.
You know, many people think that the only fighter who come to the UFC as a two-time champion is Alex Pereira, and not many people think that you have been a two-time champion before joining the UFC. So what do you think of that?
Yeah. That's I did some cool stuff before the UFC, and I'm hoping to replicate the same thing here. Hope to do well here as well. So
Redier, as a MMA grappling specialist in this big MMA world, do you think that the MMA future belongs to a grappler who's adding a striking game to his plan, or do you think it's striker who's surviving the grappling?
Well, I think we've seen a lot of good wrestlers, we've seen a lot of good jiu-jitsu guys. It just depends. Whoever works hardest. That's what I think nowadays. It's not really about your background or what you do as best, but whoever does the most work, whoever keeps going year after year, keeps grinding, I think that's the guy who's going to win.
All right, Redier. Now, you run a UFC gym, you're a former champion, you're a husband, and indeed you're a father. So how do you separate between being a family guy, a good guy, and the killer mind that's inside the cage? How do you separate between both of them?
Yeah, this can be hard, especially when the fight gets closer. I get more into my head, I get more closed off, and it's hard to be the nice guy every once in a while. But man, if the kids are playing and they come close to me, they cuddle with me, it's hard to be a tough guy as well. So I'm trying to be in the moment, trying to enjoy everything. I'm trying to enjoy whatever we do here with the fighting, get the most out of that, and then after this, I'm gonna spend a lot of time with my kids.
Right, that's how champions are actually. Yeah. Redier, you're facing Robert Whittaker, one of the greatest middleweight champion of the world, and we know that. Robert Whittaker, going into this fight, Redier, are you planning, do you have a 100% plan that you're going into this fight to finish Rob, or do you think this top level of fights gonna be decided inside the cage? You're going inside the cage and you're gonna figure out how you can finish Rob.
No, I always go in with a plan. I think it's a mistake a lot of beginners make. Just go in and we'll see what happens. That's not smart. You need to have a plan, and the plan has always been the same actually over the last couple of fights. But I'm very much prepared. I know what's gonna happen. I know how I'm gonna attack this guy.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Redier, a coming pot between Caio Puhayo and Imavov. That's a big fight for number one contender. What do you think of that fight?
Number two contender.
Number two contender.
They're going to be number two contenders.
After you, huh?
Yeah, it's a big one, man. I think both of them are very complete. It's a very interesting fight. We'll see, and it'll be in a couple months. I think September. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe something happens there. Hopefully it's going to be a boring fight, and I can do this spectacularly, and they can move aside a little bit.
You said number two contender. It seems like you are aiming for the number one contender. So do you think a win over Robert Whittaker will give you the edge over Imavov and Caio for the title shot?
Well, at least he's a bigger name, huh? And he has achieved way more than both of those guys in the sport. So that's one important factor. But the most important factor is going to be how the fight's going to go. If I can put him away spectacularly, if I can put him away early, and they just go boring 5 rounds, then that would be nice.
All right. Redier, I want a message for a younger generation, because, you know, you have been a two-time former champion, and at the same time you get a KO loss and you bounce back from that. That's take a lot of courage, that's take a lot of mental toughness. So what's your message to all the people, not only the fighter, of coming back and rebuild themselves from falling down?
Well, at that time, I kind of got too into my head. I got too arrogant for a little while. I thought I was a God's gift to fighting for a little bit. And what the most important thing is, keep doing the work. That's the only thing that counts. It's very simple. If you can be grinding, working on your craft, at least 3 hours a day for 10 years, then you can be one of the best guys in the world. Okay. If you lay off on that a little bit, if you get distracted by other things, if you're just sparring, not developing, then it might go wrong. So keep grinding. That's
okay,
that's
we've got the last two before letting you go.
Yep.
One question is, what do you think is worse? Dominating a fighter for 5 rounds and get subbed at the end of the fifth round, or do you think it's worth getting KO'd in the first 10 seconds of the first round?
Yeah, it's not great, both of them, but I'll take the first one. Dominating for 5 rounds, that'd be better, right? Because at least you were doing well. Abu Dhabi, Ana Huna.
السلام عليكم بجميع متابعينا في الوطن العربي وجمهور هوشة. أنا أحمد واليوم معانا شارة بوليت. شارة السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
شارة, let's go into this. You've become an internet phenomenon. We know this. Before breaking into the rankings, everyone was talking about you. So do you feel like you have 2 fights, one inside the cage and outside the cage also, to leave to people expectation?
Да, это на самом деле так и есть, и это уже вошло в мою работу, как бы популяризировать спорт в массы и подавать хороший пример для людей, особенно для восточной части, которые еще не все знакомы с ММА, и нам нужно проделать большую работу, чтобы люди следили за нами и не подать плохой пример для молодежи и дать им хорошую мотивацию в спорте, чтобы тренировались, достигали успехов и так далее. Сейчас, конечно, я уже настроен на сам бой и поединок, и в эту подготовку мало уделял времени для своих фанатов, потому что мне нужно было оправиться после последнего боя, выровнять карьеру.
That's good. Shara, you fight in a really high pace. The fans know that. And so you train this to limit the risk that comes from your opponent, or do you think you do this to make your opponent going into the back foot and create your chances of making it a chaos, which you think that you get the edge on that position?
Это все внутри тебя, эти импульсы, которые рвутся, как бы кровь, которая в тебе рвется в бой, и каждый раз приходится себя немного тормозить, чтобы растянуть поединок на все 15 минут, и эти импульсы вырываются с меня, и я взрываюсь, делаю нужные удары, и дальше веду поединок правильным образом, чтобы потихоньку развивая все части соперника, его ослабить, разбирая его по частям, и медленно, потихоньку каждая его часть начинает болеть, и где-то он начинает сдавать уже.
Shara, that brings us to another questions, and let's go deep into your camp and let the fans know how was your preparation. So, are you preparing for a 15 minutes long fight, or as always, you're looking into finish fast?
Чем больше угрозы я буду видеть в своем сопернике, тем быстрее я его захочу ликвидировать.
Going into that cage, Shara, do you feel like it's more of a war, or do you think it's a sport at the end of the day?
До последнего поединка для меня это было хобби, я просто развлекал фанатов, выходил, а сейчас я настроен как на работу и готов выполнить свою работу на 5 с плюсом.
Shara, you've had a long, good winning streak before getting lost against Venom. What did you learn from that experience?
Это, во-первых, не стоит недооценивать любого соперника, не стоит прислушиваться к своему телу, своему здоровью и идти в бой, когда ты на 100% здоров, и ни в коем случае недооценивать оппонента.
Shara, your opponent has a good win in the last one. He got a finish at the first round. So how was your preparation? What do you prepare for that fight, and what is your expectation of the outcome?
В этом лагере я готовился ко всему, то, что может предложить соперник. Также я готовился, вдруг соперник может сняться, в любой момент может произойти замена. К любому оппоненту готовился, и я думаю, в этом бою соперник будет идти ва-банк и пытаться навязать свою игру. My brothers, my fans, all guys, I'm Mahuna.
السلام عليكم بجميع متابعين هوشة ومتابعينا في الوطن العربي. اليوم مقابلة مع مقاتلنا العربي محمد يحيا. محمد يحيا، كيف حالك؟
تمام الحمد لله. شو اخبارك؟
الحمد لله. محمد يحيا، انت الحين مقبل على قتال جديد يوم السبت في المنظمة. نريد نعرف إيش تحضيراتك للقتال، شو اللي غيرته في آخر كامب أو اللي غيرته في آخر تحضير لهذا القتال؟
غيرت وايد أشياء. أول شيء غيرت الوزن اللي بلعب فيه، بلعب في وزن ريشة. آخر فايت لعبت في وزن 70، وهالوزن أحس الوزن حقي يعني أحس عمري أخف وأسرع وأقوى، و I don't basically have dead weight on me no more. ونفس الوقت غيرت المدربين. عندي مدرب جديد خاص جايبينه من داغستان اسمه زمات، مدرب عنده experience وايد يعني في هالرياضة، we worked on a new game plan يعني خطة جديدة حق هالفايت، وإن شاء الله بتشوفون حد ثاني يعني هالفايت
إن شاء الله. محمد، تغييرك للوزن كان يعني بناء على الأداء أو بناء على صحتك مثلا؟ هل أنت كنت تشوف وزنك تقدر تقص وزن أكثر، أو كان أنك أنت كنت تعاني في أنك تسوي الوزن أعطينا التفاصيل بالضبط، ليش تم تغيير الوزن؟ غيرت
الوزن لأن يعني قدرت أكل صحي أكثر وأركز على النيوتريشن أكثر عشان أنزل وزني أكثر وأكون على الوزن المفروض أكون ياس ألعب فيه يعني. يعني الوزن الثاني ما كان لازم يعني اكل ستريكت دايت وحاسب على شو اكل.
ايوه. طيب كمنافسه محمد يحيى، تحس ان الوزن الجديد اللي انت فيه في منافسين اكبر في التوب 10 في التوب 15، ولا تحس الوزن الخفيف كان فيه منافسه اكثر؟ كيف تشوف الموضوع؟
انا اشوف وزن ال70 the most stacked card يعني من stacked weight يعني من اقوى اوزان. عندك أحسن ناس في العالم يعني يعني من توب 10 في more good fighters than other يعني weight classes.
طيب محمد، أنت رايح لقتال يوم السبت، رايح تثبت شيء، رايح تثبت إنك مقاتل، إنك تريد تكون في المنظمة، تريد تطلع للتوب، تريد توصل لشيء معين اللي أنت تريد توصل له. بس يبقى السؤال الأهم، أنت رايح لهذا القتال، إيش تريد تثبت بالضبط؟
أريد أثبت حق نفسي أن يعني أنا مفروض ألعب في هالمنظمة، في أعلى منظمة في العالم يعني proved to myself that I belong to the UFC و that's what I'm gonna do. إن شاء الله بكون موفق.
طيب محمد يحيى، آخر سؤال بس قبل ما نختم، سؤال موجه لك. لو خيرت في أنك أنت تقاتل قتال وتشوف أنت بالنسبة لك عندك فرصة تفوز هذا القتال ضد بطل وزن الريشة اللي هو فولكانوفسكي، أم تواجه بطل الوزن الخفيف اللي هو توبوريا، أي واحد تحس بالنسبة لستايلك قتال أسهل من الثاني، أو قتال أنك أنت ممكن يكون عندك فرصة ضده؟ فولكانوفسكي لسبب معين، الباور مثلا، أو كيف تشوف القتال؟ كيف تحلله يعني؟ ليش تحس فولكانوفسكي؟
على سايزه والسترايكن يعني ماله. انتظرونا وبتشوفون شيء جديد إن شاء الله.
What's up everyone, I'm here with Robert Wittiker, former UFC middleweight champion, and how is everything, man?
Very good, very good. It's good to be here.
Rob, you fought multiple times here in Abu Dhabi and you've gained a lot of Middle Eastern fans here. So do you feel like when you fight it's your home?
I really enjoy fighting here. I've fought here a few times now and I've always been drawn to it, to be able to, I think everything falls into place real nicely when I fight here. I like the people, I like the place, I like the area. It's really cool.
You've been the hunted one times and you've been the hunter. Which one was harder to carry, to be honest?
Honestly, they're all equally tough. You know, it's all about your headspace going into it. I'm in a pretty good place where I am now. Camp was great, everything's firing, so not many days left until I get to work.
Many people thought that Kamaru Usman is finished, 37 years old, he's washed his knee. Many problems into that. Kamaru Usman go into that fight and prove that he still have the ability to be a champion. So do you carry the same thing with you, that you have been a champion, now you are a contender and you're going to prove people wrong, you're going to be a champion one day? Do you feel like you have the same energy as Kamaru Usman?
I think I've got my own energy. You know, I think his last performance was really good. It was good to see him get back on the winning track. But I got my own energy. I'm one of the best who ever done it. And every fight I go in there fighting for my family and fighting for what I do, you know, fighting for my dream. And I still have goals that I want to accomplish before I wrap things up.
Okay, Rob, so, you know, you've evolved too much during your career in the UFC. You have been a karate guy at the beginning and now you seem like a well-rounded fighter. So do you think you are adding new weapons to your game, or you're just sharpening the old weapon you have to make it even better?
I'm definitely sharpening a lot of skill sets, because skill sets change and you've got to adapt over the years of a career. You know, I've been in the career for so long and I've had a blessed tenure that it's important to align myself, like my headspace, with my training performances, with how I fight and why I do things. So it's good. This last camp was really good. I focused on a lot of that, ticked a lot of boxes, sharpened things up to where I'm really happy and confident walking into this next fight.
Okay, Rob, talking about technical and mental stuff, what's the most thing that you wish you've had 5 years earlier in terms of mental toughness and ability as a fighter?
Honestly, there's pros and cons to the earlier time in my career. But I guess the biggest thing that I have under my belt right now is experience. So to have had 5 years more experience 5 years ago would have been pretty powerful.
You fighting this Saturday RDR, we know how tough this guy is. So before the RDR shocked the world when he fought Bo Nichols. So into that fight, do you think that he really shocked the world, or you believe in his ability as a fighter?
He's got a tough game. He's a tough fighter. He's fought really hard fights, you know, and that develops a sort of character, a sort of person. So I go into this fight, you know, with the understanding that the fight could be a 25-minute war, and I've prepared accordingly for it. You know, I don't think Bo's the type of the same caliber as myself. I don't think he has the same skill sets. So yeah, I'm curious to see how RDR handles it.
And you know, in the next few months, Caio Puhayo is facing Imavov. That's an interesting fight also to be in the picture for the title. Do you think a win against RDR will put you in the picture at the edge of them, or do you think they're going to get the title shot next?
I think wins put you closer towards your goals. And you know, the middleweight division is so fluid and rife with opportunity that one good win puts you right where you need to be. And, you know, that's what I'm aiming to achieve this Saturday.
That's good, Rob. You've had a long career in the UFC, which means you've gained a lot of experience in terms of preparing the fight, how you're going to manage the fight in the octagon. So one question to be asked is that what it feels like in the first 60 seconds before entering the octagon and the fight.
You know, honestly, it's just a lot of pressure, feeling those nerves, but also trying to really just hammer home the headspace you need to be to get in there and to do what you need to do. Anna Robert Whittaker, Interruni.
That was a good one. You're learning new things, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it and wish you a good luck at the end of the fight.
مساك وورد معطر ياسمين شباب صبايا ايمن مسكين وقت طارق اهدى كتير حكيت انت لما هوش يبدا اسكت لا تندم عكس لوز وسكر زيهم ابيض اسمر طارق عم يتمسخر ايمن بس بتحضر نفس التايتين ع اكبر شوي لو تحكي قدامه راح يبلعك ناي زي راجنا ايمن يغزو طارق